So our achievements include are outlined below. We've won a number of awards. I'm very proud of the awards that we've won over our years. So what I really want to talk about is how temporary retail staff can help, especially during peak periods. So I kind of just want to go through some of the real areas that we can really assist with. So rapid response, in today's market, we're faced with the lowest unemployment records that they are out there. The time to hire has drastically increased. I think everybody is seeing it where, typical ways of, attracting talent, it's not delivering the same results. So we have a network of temporary workers, so we can provide them quickly as you need them. So our staff are all experienced, they're vetted, they're screened, and they're ready to go to work. So over 90% of the bookings, temporary bookings that we would get in on a daily basis are filled within 60 minutes. It's perfect for things like last minute sick cover, things like that as well. So flexibility is another key benefit as well. You scale up and scale down to suit your business needs. So you can take temporary staff from us from a day, a couple of hours, a week, a month, whatever is needed. If it's a time things are starting to slow down, or they're not as you thought they were going to be, you can scale down. Or if you quickly realize that you actually need more, you can scale up very quickly. It's cost effective because it eliminates all your costs in regards to recruitment, onboarding, and training. All of our staff are fully screened. So all of our staff are interviewed to ensure they have the right skills, that they're a good fit for the role. We complete all reference checks and we ensure that they've got the right to work in Ireland. All our training then, all of our staff receive manual handling training, and then HACCP if it's required, depending on the role that they're going into. And management. So we manage all the payroll for the staff based on your site. We manage their rosters and all communication. So you basically just need to tell us what you need, shifts you need filled, and we then roster the staff in for you. And then we communicate with them on a daily basis to ensure that they know the rosters and can book and that they're going to be there when they're needed. So it's a nationwide service. So we have 5 offices that are based throughout the country, and a database, as I said, of over 100,000 candidates. So we always have staff available as you need them. We offer our services 365 days, 7 days, or 7 days a week, so 365 days a year. So we understand in retail it's not Monday to Friday, so our business is set up to be here when you need us to be here. So we have dedicated evening and weekend consultants that have access to our CRM, know what candidates to place into what role, and can fill any last minute needs that you have. And then another great benefit of temporary workforce is that you can have, if anybody is working out, you can take them on a permanent contract afterwards. And it gives you really that opportunity where you can see, okay, are they a right fit for the business? And also that the employee gets to see, are they a right fit? Is your business a right fit for them? So that when you've got somebody that then takes a permanent contract, you tend to see that the retention rates are a lot higher. So the types of temporary staff that we provide are retail assistants, deli assistants, catering staff, chefs, baristas, general operatives, van drivers, warehouse operatives, truck drivers, forklift drivers, PPT operators, administrators, accountants, accounts assistants, merchandisers, payroll, customer service, sales, marketing, HR, and store managers. And I'm sure I have forgot a few in that, but basically, any position, that permanent position, we can fill on a temporary basis as well. Also, if anybody has any questions at any stage during this, if you want to pop them into the chat box, and then at the end we can go through them. So one of the things that I'm always asked when I do these sessions is, the market is so tight, it's so hard to find talent. If we're struggling to get people on a permanent basis, how can you find temporary staff? So a real reason why people choose temporary work is immediate start. When they register with us, we have work starting immediately. Oftentimes we have candidates coming into one of our offices, they register for work and we get them out to work the same day. The variety. So they get to work in a variety of organizations, and a lot of people really enjoy that, where, it doesn't become mundane. They get to see lots of different companies. They get to see work in a variety of roles, and they like that it's kind of constantly changed. Flexibility is probably one of the key ones, and that's because we will work with candidates to when they're available. So we will fill them in on rosters to when they're available. So they can tell us on a weekly basis what days, what hours they can work, and then we find work to suit that. Another major thing is that to gain experience. So especially if somebody is maybe wants to go into a new area, they'll do temporary work to kind of gain their experience in them. They develop new skills and explore different career paths and decide what is the right career path for them. So it's testing the waters. So the same as, they can go in and they can see if that company is somewhere that they want to make a long-term commitment to. Earning money quickly. So temporary workers are paid weekly. Geographic mobility. We would have temporary workers that may move frequently. So they can take on temporary assignments wherever they go. That could be that they are in college in Galway for half the year, but they live in Kildare, and they can work for us in both depending on where they are, or people that travel with their partners that spend summers abroad and winters here or whichever way it is. And then another would be retirement transition. So we have a lot of people who have have retired, but still want to do some work, and a temporary work is a great opportunity for them to do that, to stay engaged, keep their skills sharp, and just have a change of pace. So our process then is all of our staff would have a face-to-face interview. So they're invited to our office. They would have industry. When we're meeting them, we would see what experience they have, and that's then the industry that we would assign them to. We complete 2 reference checks, so normally with their last 2 employers, and then we do all our compliance checks. So we would check proof of right to work and any other checks that are needed. And then we do training and provide any PPE. So in terms of training, every single staff member that registered with us undergoes manual handling training, and then if they're going to be going where they would need any HACCP training, that is provided to them as well. And then in terms of PPE, everybody's is given safety shoes, and then anything else that's required, whether it's aprons or uniforms. And then we would have daily communication between our consultants. Will be talking to our workers every day. And as I said, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, we're available by phone and email. And that's to our staff as well as our clients. So how it works then, how our clients would get our bookings to us. So they phone or email into their dedicated account manager. Our account team then choose the best suited candidate and confirm them in for work. As I said, most of the time, over 90% of the time, that's within 60 minutes. If there is any delays, you'd be updated every 30 minutes on the progress if it was for any reason that was taking us any longer. So we then send the details to you. We would send a kind of a summary of their experience and CV if it's required. And then we do a check-in call on their first day and then weekly thereafter. If it's for a large booking, so if it's a stock take, or if it is for seasonal staff that are being taken on, we would come out and be on site to check the staff in, so that we can direct everybody to where they need to go and assist with getting them kind of settled in and onboarded on their first day. And then we would be speaking every day between the consultants and stores to facilitate staff rosters, and that we'd be communicating daily on that to make sure that it's all in place. And then for timesheet and invoicing, so the candidates would submit their hours on our app. So they all have a unique login to the app. They submit them in there. The notification is then sent to whoever you assign as the line manager to approve. Once it's approved, it's then processed for payroll and the candidate is paid. And then an invoice is issued with the timesheet attached. So you're only invoiced for hours worked. And then we can also provide really detailed monthly MI reporting. So around, cost per store, cost per role, number of hours, differences between week to week, month to month, or whatever information that you would like to see. So some of the clients that we're currently supplying temporary staff to, in the retail sector, these are just a few of them. There would be more. So would be Lidl, Dunnes Stores, Aldi, Lily O'Brien's, Butlers, Musgraves, DFS, and O'Brien's Wines. So we would be providing kind of retail staff in their stores, but then also with Little Aldi, Butlers, Musgraves and O'Brien's and DFS, we would also be providing warehouse staff as well in their warehouses. So then just in terms of some testimonials, so DFS, we've been working with them for over 3 years now, and we have now over 40% of their workforce is from Excel Recruitment, and majority of with DFS, the model we work with them is they take them in on a temporary basis through us first. They work on a temporary contract for a while, and then they transition over to a permanent contract, and then we would also then assist with their seasonal peaks. So their busier times, we supplement staff that will be going in for short periods of time, depending on the time of year. And then Butlers. So we've been working with Butlers since last year, and it's been a really successful partnership where we've placed quite a number of staff with them on a temporary basis. A lot have transitioned to permanent contracts, but it would be a lot of seasonal work we would do with Butlers as well. And it has really helped Butlers to grow their business, to be able to expand, because we were able to give them the numbers of staff required. We would be having intakes of kind of 20, 30 staff on a weekly basis with them during their busy times. So that's really it from me. So I'd open up to any questions.
Hi, Ciara. Ciara, thank you so much. That was a great presentation and really insightful. I mean, for any employer out there, I think that the length of time, the effort, the process that's involved to try and get these types of people that, it could be maybe for a weekend for peak trading, or it could be for, shorter periods of time. It's such a long process that potentially they're getting people that have reference checks, their right to work in Ireland is confirmed, the manual handling training. So they're pretty much good to go. So it's a great service Excel's offering.
It's really great for them seasonal peaks, because you're so busy at that time to then throw all of this in, and even just in terms of then on the weekly, the rosters, that it takes so much work out.
Yeah.
I think it has worked really, really well. I suppose it wasn't something, we would have always been a temporary recruitment provider, but we've really seen massive changes of that coming into the retail sector during COVID. When COVID happened, and everybody, especially in the grocery sector, were under so much pressure.
Of course.
And we tried it, and it really, really worked well. And we were able to deploy staff from all over our business to be able to get people out on the ground, and we could make sure we were doing all the compliance. We were doing the rosters. They would just say, okay, here's all the shifts we need filled, and we would fill them all out, communicate with everybody, and to make sure that they had enough numbers in the stores every day.
Okay, perfect. And another really good point was, for someone who's maybe between careers, it's a great way of dipping your toe in the water to see potentially is a company the right fit for you, or the culture fit and stuff like that. So it's great for the employees' point of view as well.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
I've seen a question come in there about the average cost. So the way it works is it's an hourly rate. So it would be determined by your pay rate. So as an agency, we are governed that we have to pay the same amount as what a person in a permanent employment would be charged. Now, our fee would then, so it'd be an hourly rate, and it would include the payment to the candidate, PRSI, holidays, bank holiday pay, all the other statutory requirements. But I'd be happy to have a discussion with anybody off line. My contact details are there, and I do know that this presentation will be shared. And I can go through pricing with anybody that would be interested.
Super, that's great. Also, what we were going to do then, Ciara, from the other 3 webinars that took place over the year, we're going to send out a summary along with this. So look, at everyone kind of has all the information of full recruitment for the year, from retention right through to temping, which is we'll send this after the recording. So look, if there's no more questions, Ciara, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your time today. Really insightful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Ciara.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.